Observe this setup. Now look how interesting that the ice is floating amongst this mixture of liquids, and also the different colors within these liquids. Join us in another episode of Science in the Grove to find out more on how this is possible. Welcome to another episode of Science in the Grove with West Grove Primary School science teachers. I am Mr. Lin. You have just observed how interesting the ice has melted. Now, join me in understanding and also knowing how to make this experiment in your own home. Here are the things that you need for the experiment. About half a cup of plain water, about half a cup of vegetable oil, and about half a cup of baby oil. Finally, you will need some ice cubes. It would be best if the ice cubes have been colored with food coloring. Of course, not forgetting you will need a big cup to contain all the things that you see in front of you. First, pour the water into the big cup. Next, pour the vegetable oil on top of the water you have just poured in. Remember to pour the liquid in slowly. Next, pour the baby oil into the mixture. Similarly as just now, pour the baby oil into the cup slowly. Finally, take one ice cube and place this ice cube slowly into the container of mixture. Right now, if you observe closely, you will see the ice cube is floating above the layer of water. And then you can see the vegetable oil very clearly in the middle of the mixture. Right at the bottom of the mixture is the plain water. And on top of the vegetable oil, you can find the baby oil. If you wait a while for the ice to melt, you will find that the water from the ice will slowly flow down and sink into the bottom of the water. Now, let us find out more about the science of how this thing works. Now you have observed the results of the experiment. Let me explain to you now how and why this thing works. So first of all, let us look back at the experiment. you can see that the water, as mentioned just now, the water is at the bottommost layer, the vegetable oil is in the middle layer, and the baby oil is in the top layer. And the ice is floating on top of the water. So why are these things at these different levels? It is because of one word, and the word is density. Density is the measure of how much matter occupies a given amount of space. So for water, it has the most density. That is why it will sink to the bottommost layer. And the baby oil has the least density. That's why it floats on top of water and vegetable oil. Think about what is the density of the ice cube compared to the water, the vegetable oil, and the baby oil. Now you understand the concepts behind this experiment. Try this experiment on your own at home and share with us your findings and experience. Thank you. Thank you for joining us in another episode of Science in the Grove. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Now we hope that you will try this at home on your own. If you do so, do share with us your findings, observations, and experiences. Goodbye.